morning, and this video that I'm doing now is for JB. JB, you sent me an email telling me that you're going to be moving to Utah shortly and that you're considering utilizing my training system in a facility you're looking at opening up. So I wanted to take a moment just to do a little short video for you to be able to impart upon you some of the visions that I have had and received in relation to Zynergy and why I think putting this out in Utah is an excellent idea. So to keep myself on task and not take too much of your time, I'm going to set a timer for 18 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead and start that. I'll take about 20 minutes, give myself a 2-minute warning when the timer goes off. But in that time frame, my hope and desire is that I will impress upon your mind that Zynergy is absolutely something that you need to establish in your facility there in Utah. In fact, you may very well be the person watching this who would want to do this all over the United States. So I want to just demonstrate something real quick to you. You might recall me doing this when I was over at Benny's when I met you that day. It's so funny you rode up on that motorcycle. It was amazing, and that was a beautiful thing. And I went home and told my wife about meeting you. And so let me just spin this around a second here. People ask me what Zynergy is. And if I had to put it in one single word, I would say balance. And as a child growing up, my balance wasn't so good. And in fact, at a very young age, when I first learned how to ride the bicycle, my father had me out on the road and we were going. I had bent my little training wheels up to that point. He realized I needed to learn how to ride. So he held me and then he let me go, and I'm pedaling as fast as I can, and I'm trying to keep my balance on this bicycle, but I'm not looking up. And when I do, I hit the back of the Barton's milk truck. It had stopped to deliver some milk. And I hit my head. I remember hitting my head against that back door on that milk truck. And it damn near knocked me out. And my father said, you know, you got to pay attention, boy. And so from that point forward, of course, I always was paying attention when I rode my bicycle. But nonetheless, balance had seemed to be an issue from a young age. And so as I've grown up, my balance has improved to the point where I'm doing what I'm doing now. Now, in that process, Zynergy is what's done this for me. And I'm going to show you in a moment why that is. Lately, more and more people are talking about 0 point. You hear it on the internet. You see it all over the place. And so that box has been opened. And now the next discovery about the human body in relation to its ability to get fit, people are going to begin to understand the importance of 0 point in training. And that if you can adapt 0 point in it is what it is that you do, then what you do is going to improve significantly. Okay? And I would take a quote from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan used to shoot 300 free throws before every game, and someone asked him once, Michael, you're at the top of your game, why do you keep doing that? He says, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect performance. And so every athlete will tell you, whether they're a football player, baseball player, golf, running, dance, it doesn't matter. Every athlete will tell you that it's all about center balance. And that when you're in perfect 0 point, anything is possible. I mean, anything is possible. We're seeing it now with the parkour training. These young people flipping off of buildings, doing all sorts of amazing things with their body. Everyone has that ability. Now, does everyone want to do that? I don't particularly want to jump off the sides of buildings, but I do like to ride the board. And I've developed a mechanism that allows a person to do this completely safe, so that they don't fall, and that if they do lose their balance, they're not going to hurt themselves practicing this. This does not take very long, and you might have noticed that energy flow. Let me just take this off for a second and explain what's happening there. The pendulum, or in this case a plumb bob, when a plumb bob stops, I ask the question, why is that? I did, 16 years ago. Why does the plumb bob stop? And a young man by the name of Asher Lang, a genius mechanical engineer, gave me the answer. And he said, Zerban, he presented me with some information listing Archimedes and Einstein. And what he said there, and what I came to understand in a simplistic way, is that before it was believed that gravity was upon the object, when in fact energy is around the object. And so as the object moves from side to side, in order for it to reach 0 point, there has to be an equal or greater energy on the opposite side. And then it's a balancing energy. So as I move from side to side on the board, my arms compensate, but so do my muscles, because I have trained them to fire in such a way that their firing and their stiffening keeps me more center balanced. Critically important, particularly for people who are getting older, the risk of falling and injury and all the devastating things that come from that exist. And so, do I recommend that grandma get on this right out of the gate? Absolutely not. Would never do that. But I would put her on Zynergy, and I would help bring a confidence and a understanding and a development of center balance muscles in her body or his body. And then in time, when I felt that they were ready, we would put them on board, and they would experience 0 point. That is an intense feeling in the body. That's what Zynergy does. Okay, so to answer that question, I can help a person improve their balance significantly. Now, as I said, I wouldn't put a person who's never done that on the board right out of the gate without a safety device, which I have. And but to start with, we would do Zynergy, okay? Now, JB, you did some of this, and I know you asked if you'd like me to come out and work with you and your wife and daughter, and I'd be more than happy to. I can come out all 3 days. I mean, let's collapse some time frames here. You're moving to Utah. You're considering opening up a place and using Zynergy. What I'm suggest to you is that you absolutely put Zynergy in your place. And take it and work with it, and let me help you develop it to where it becomes a commonplace in people's homes, in businesses, because it is a tipping point modality. I'm telling you, for certain it is. And it's one thing that I've experienced over the last 16 years, is that everyone that does Zynergy loves it. I just need to have more people loving it, right? Now, everyone knows that's a business proposition, and that takes a lot of money. Well, from the looks of it, and looking at your businesses and everyone that's involved in the email, you guys have the money. And so, what you already have that part. What you need to get is the vision, and that's where I come in. The vision has been with me for 16 years. It started out with just a wall, and then it developed into what it is today. And what it is today is a viable business and a viable training modality that needs to be placed out in the marketplace. It needs to be put in people's homes. We have the technology and the systems in place that allow me to broadcast this training live every single morning. Last week I had 386 people watch my video, right? Now, it's just a matter of time when those people have a wall, and when they have a wall, they pay for that opportunity to have personalized training. Now, as personalized as watching me on a video live, that's one level, but there are higher levels. If a person wants to just be one-on-one training with the two sides where we can both talk, that's available as well. Each one of those steps costs more, but it's an investment in health, it's an investment in a person's need to get started, to continue with something without giving up. It's like having a personal trainer on site. That's what I do every single day. That's my mission in life. I get up every day and I do Zynergy. My whole goal and desire is to inspire people, right? I just need someone in my corner that understands it and has the wherewithal financially to take it to the next level. Okay? So I'm glad you reached out to me as a business opportunity, because everyone else reaches out to me about having that personal training. And I need someone I need that, but I also need someone to come along who says, I see the business opportunity in this. So that's what I'm hoping you get from this. I hear some little crickets. I don't know how much time I have left, but I'm just going through a couple of the positions that Zynergy you can find yourself in Zynergy and getting these amazing stretches, these amazing releases throughout the whole body, right? Just feeling that energy flow and opening up those channels so that the body can heal itself. Just really all around good feeling. Using your body as your weight source. There are really no exterior weights in Zynergy. Your body's enough of a weight source. I have 80 pounds of resisted energy against my body right now, so it wants to pull me up. I'm supporting my upper body with my arms. I'm getting a beautiful stretch through my arms and my legs. And then it wants to pull me forward, so I'm having to hold my muscles. And so when I come up like this, I'm not actually holding, of course, all my body weight. I've got about 80 pounds of it supported in the cables, but I still get a real nice stretch. And this is fun to do, right? Now, the point of it, you know? The point of it is fibrous muscles. That's the point of it. Firing those fibrous muscles that give you strength, balance, and coordination. And so some of those moves, well, they might look like, why would I do that? I'm never going to put myself in that position. And you may not. I do. I choose to. And that's a choice that I make. I don't know what kind of time we have left. Let's see where we're headed. 7 minutes. I heard a click on my... All right, we're still good. Okay. Anyway, the adaptation is endless. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we can do on Zynergy. You want to work your upper arms, you want to straighten your arms. Again, you're doing all of these modalities in 0 point. The whole time that you're working this, your body is in 0 point, so that what you're doing has an opportunity to have the maximum effect on the muscles in the body. Holding it, pulling it, right? There's no repetition in Zynergy. We don't count. Counting just really sets you up for failure, unfortunately, is that, you know, one day you're doing it, next day you don't do it, or when you do it next, you do less, and subconsciously the mind registers that, and next thing you know, I mean, it just really defeats us. So I don't like to do any kind of repetitious movements. I just hold it to fatigue, and fatigue is different than burn. We don't feel the burn in Zynergy. The burn is indicative of torn muscles and lactic acid, and tomorrow when you wake up and you feel like that, you don't go back to the gym and you let your body recover. But sometimes we let our bodies recover a little bit too long, and so we wind up having that card in our pocket, but we never go. And of course the latest greatest piece of equipment comes along, and now you've got a garage full of nice shiny stuff that could make you just a human super person if you use it all. That doesn't have to be that way. We can change our entire approach to it. Zynergy gives you everything that you need in one compact, very organic type experience. It is a meditative exercise. Can we get carried away on it? Absolutely. I mean, can we move faster? Can we do all kinds of stuff? Absolutely. You want to build cardio? You want to stairmaster? Right? You want to Sherpa? Do this for 5 minutes and tell me how you feel. Your heart rate will be up. Your legs are firing. But why are you doing? You're firing to center point muscles. You're improving your balance. Every single time you do anything on Zynergy, you're improving your overall muscles in relation to balance. That's what's so beautiful about it. You have lower back strains. This is separating me right now. I'm getting a nice elongation through the lower back. It opens up my spinal column. Nice stretch through the calf muscles, through my hamstrings, my Achilles. Nice, right? Still getting a push-up, but not your traditional push-up. That's why children love Zynergy. My grandsons, they absolutely love it. From 3 to 13, they love doing Zynergy. And you know, we really have to give thought to that. Children aren't doing exercises like they used to, and the consequence of it, we have an obese society of young children who are going to become obese adults, and it's not necessary. And we can catch them early on and teach them proper principles of physical fitness, right? Having fun, for the most part, is the biggest thing. Children have to have fun. If it's not fun, it'll be boring. The same thing with adults. Fun. Zynergy's fun. It really is. You know, you're just doing things that are so out of the ordinary, but it feels so good to do this right here. I'm fully supported in this position. I'm getting great stretches through my whole body. I'm firing all of my core muscles, all of them, all through the sides. You know, those love handles, the hardest damn thing to get rid of. Whew, I used to have some big love handles there back in the day. 250 pounds, 17 years ago. I worked next door to Benny's office at this college. And my world changed in a moment when my doctor diagnosed me with cancer and said, you got cancer. And Lance Armstrong's book had come out about that time, and I read his book, and it inspired me. And I always loved bicycles, and Aaron, my boss, gave me a bicycle, and so I just started riding my bicycle in the business park there every single day. And I do it every day, every day, every day. And pretty soon I was able to lose 40 pounds of that 80-pound weight. And from there it just continued. And then over that time, Zynergy was developed, and it is what it is today, and it's here today, and it's ready to go to the next level. And again, I hope that you see something in this video. I know we're getting close to a time that inspires you, JB, to take advantage of this. You want to put it in your place up in Utah? Absolutely. Isolate an area where that's all that's done in that area. Don't mix the two together. They're two different modalities. They come from two different mindsets, and more people are gravitating to this kind of a training. You can see it. It's evident. Drive by any health club at any time of the day or night, and you're going to see rows and rows and rows and rows of pieces of equipment that are empty. That represents tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars just sitting there. You know, good night. Do people have that much money they can afford to buy that many pieces of equipment that never get used? Or is it just that much money to be made in the training business? I don't know. What I do know is that once people start using this, they're going to continue to use it. They're going to continue to come to it. And they may even want to buy their own. And that doesn't preclude a person from, you know, it's not like cannibalizing your own business. Every time someone comes trained, they'll end up buying a wall. That would mean they wouldn't come back to your training facility. No, they'll come back to your training facility, but the one component of Zynergy, they'll do it home every single night. And that'll give them the strength that they need to come back and participate in everything else that you're doing. I hope it makes sense. I really do. This is moving forward at a light speed. And just in the last week, it seems like a lot of my efforts that I've made for years, wondering when is it ever going to materialize. Let's see what kind of time I got left. Ooh, I got 54 seconds left, okay? And that's happening. I appreciate you reaching out to me, and I appreciate Benny believing in me, putting a wall at his home, putting a wall at the office there. Respectfully, the thing I would say there is that if you were to put that inside of that building in a private area, you'd have so many of your employees using it. I mean, and really at the end of the day, isn't that what it's about? Healthier employees work harder, they do better jobs, they enjoy their work more, okay, and they have less sick days. And at the end of the day, if you're running a business that involves people doing their best, then why not provide them with all the tools that they need? The big guys, the Googles and the Facebooks, they have those cafeterias, they have the massage people on site. They don't do that because they love their people, folks. They do that because they understand how to treat people in a way that is conducive to getting them to do the most output that they can, right? And that's what that's about. Here's my crickets. I gave myself just 2 minutes beyond the crickets, so this is my 2-minute warning. Every day I do this live online. And last week I had 386 people watch my training. When a person buys a wall, they subscribe to the channel, and that subscription has a fee, and that has a residual nature. Thousands and thousands of people are going to do that. I'm looking for someone who can believe in that, who can understand it, and who has the resources to fund it. I can come up with it. I can build it, I can teach it, I can inspire it. What I've had a challenge with the whole 16 years is taking it to the next level financially. I've used all my own money. I'm building the 18th wall right now out in my shop outside. 9 of those walls I paid for. The last 9 people have paid me full price for them, which is wonderful, and it proves that. This 2 walls of those 9 were sold by someone else. One, my daughter, 3 walls, were sold by my daughter, and the last one was my wife, a contact from her. And she got paid, and my daughter got paid. And so the dream of having people sell walls and get paid, it's happening. The dream of having people train on the wall and get paid, it's happening. The dream of being able to train online at the same time, be in a bunch of places at the same time, showing this to a bunch of people is happening. And now the next level has to occur, and that's someone coming along who can believe in it and has the resources and willing to commit them to help build this into a brand. See, Zynergy is a brand. It's not a fly-by-night. It just didn't this happen. It's not just catching the latest wave of 0 Point. No, this is developing 0 Point. It is 0 Point. It is where everything starts. And I mean that with all humbleness, because I know that I am not carrying this alone. So JB, I hope that I didn't bore you with this. Give me a call. Let's get together and train you and your family before you go to Utah. And I would be willing to come there as well and help you establish Zynergy there. So, thank you so much. Enjoy your day.